Welcome to my show. Welcome to my channel. There's a lot of stuff going on today. These are the end days. This is it's hard to comprehend, and for people who have had their head in the sand, it's not like people have never heard of it. This WW3 or the end times or the revelations. It's just that people are on the wrong side of the fence when it comes to understanding the reality that they've been born into. It's all manipulation in the mind, and people know of it. The beast system and everything like that, but it's the journey away from the beast spiritually. It's understanding that what is transitioning today is that this element, this entity, has been kicked out of Mother Earth, and it needs to play out its role. How do we put this? On the earth plane, on the surface. When the spiritual war ends, they're forced into a material war. So if they're not able to hide in the shadows of Mother Earth and hide in the shadows of your manipulated memory, you come out of this fall spiritually, and but it's not easy to climb out of this hell, because we don't know the reality we were born into, and we see all of this war, and we somewhat Americans have accepted the situation without standing up and trying to understand what's going on. Over these generations in America, we've been conditioned and manipulated into war our whole entire lives, with no understanding, just a false story, and everything. It's hard to comprehend the matrix and the manipulation, but Americans have turned over their, surrendered their freedom to the government and everything. But besides that, you get into the depths and the deep depths of the spirituality, history repeating itself. There's things taking place today that people aren't able to see because the frequencies of ancient history aren't coming through them, let's say. We've reached a point in the calendar of purging timelines, purging all timelines, and we're having Gaia and the temple of the divine feminine goddesses rebuilt, because this whole thing of aka the temple, whatever way you want to look at it, are goddess temples, because within the temples is where they gave birth. So this is the explanation of them getting into the temple, them getting into the feminine, getting into the goddesses in the north, and everything like this. But where we are today, this entity has been spit out of Mother Earth, and all of the timelines that were hidden within the realm of the Mayan calendar and all the symbolism, the blueprints, the circles, squares, and triangles with all the alchemy and everything like that, sacred geometry and so forth. And so when you have, all this over masculinity, which invaded the tree and has destroyed the way of life throughout, eons. What we're doing is we're flipping everything right side up, and it's returning everything back into the kingdom that is on Mother Earth, that is on Turtle Island. It's returning the divine, it's returning the energy, the goddesses, the unicorns, the dragons, returning all this frequency back to the feminine, because that's what they were taken away from. It's what Gaia was taken away from. So you have all, it's the path of going within. It's the third eye stuff. It's our chakras. It's coming in tune with New Earth and Gaia, because she's no longer on the lower frequencies. She's in the higher frequencies of heaven, and it's the people that need to catch up to her. There's a pattern to her. There's a frequency to her. There's alchemy. There's a rainbow. There's a color pattern. There's Jacob's ladder. There's all kinds of spiritual stuff. Your chakras, which are invisible, which you know of, but you really don't, because a lot of people can't see them. But it's something that is imaginary. And so the separation that's taking place, and what is taking place in this 3D realm, this is the fall. It's always been here. But we have reached the point of where the door is opening for humanity, as they say, the revelations, whatever. The door is opening. But they need to understand in their consciousness and in their mind and in their heart of truly what's taking place, because in this time and people being manipulated by religion and Jesus, Christianity and all of this stuff really has no teachings. It has faith, but it has no knowledge or wisdom. So people sit stagnant, without any spiritual work. And the sacred water being so dark and manipulated, we weren't able to comprehend the truth. And so that's a lot of this mind control and MK Ultra stuff, and it's very deep. And so this finding yourself and your higher self, people speak on one higher consciousness of themselves, but there's many timelines, and there's many tribes, there's so much information when it comes to the astrology and the universe and the planets and so forth. But into the 3D realm of this thing that is out there. Americans sitting next to hell, thinking that they, a lot of people, they think that they can go on living this lifestyle of entertainment and so forth with no backlash. This time around, that's the part of the Americans being conditioned today to accept this war. And, they've gone from, you know, boycotting Russia vodka, Russia gas, to boycotting, you know, bagels and stuff, and that's a joke. But now we got, things have gotten hot. It's due to the alignment of the planets. People don't understand where they are in the universe. They do the 9 to 5 every day, but they don't have a clue. They see the stuff on the surface, but they don't have the frequency of transformation. They go into the fall, but they don't know how to pick themselves up spiritually and understand the consciousness in their mind of overtaking their, taking back the power of their thoughts. And so when they ignore themselves, they ignore their inner pain, they're ignoring the world, and their head is in the sand. So ignoring your inner pain is ignoring the outer world. This is the as above, so below, within and without. Because if you're not able to speak on what is taking place out there, then you haven't been purging your darkness. Because we're about to go through a purge, not an individual purge of darkness, purge of humanity, the collective of what humanity has created over eons, through the fall, through the perversion, through the manipulation of the masculine and feminine, by getting into the temple of Pistis Sophia and the goddesses, the higher realms, and bringing everything down. You don't see unicorns, you don't see dragons. This ascension, what all these light workers are talking about, is just the icing on the cake. The mercury, the salt, and the sulfur. What does it mean when everything has been returned? When you can't feel the energy of Mother Earth and the Great Spirit and the sacred waters and the dragons. The time has come. This is that moment. So people need to get their head out of the sand, take a look around, because you've been sent here. You chose to come here. So you got to put on your spiritual pants. Big boy pants. Just a little message. Have a good day.